The first time I recorded myself singing, I was afraid, I was uncomfortable, I was really embarrassed and worried about what would people think if they heard this. The whole process just felt overwhelming. I want to help you grow by overcoming this fear of hearing your own voice and overcoming that embarrassment of creating the first recording. So why do we have this fear of recording? When you're singing a song, you're in the music yourself, and it's a lot different than when you're listening to it or you're observing it, you're on the outside. And the harsh reality is that all musicians will experience this, hearing themselves sing and maybe not liking it that much. The mind is sort of a strange thing, what it hears or what it thinks it hears, and it doesn't always match with the reality that we hear in our mind. But a recording isn't going to have any sort of judgment. So it's not like you're on The Voice or American Idol. You're not trying to win, you're just trying to get some information for yourself. So while you may fear the recording, it's the listening piece that you're actually worried about. So let's talk about how to ease into the process of recording. In the beginning, you're not really recording for some sort of album release. So whether you have a good microphone or not is not going to make that much of a difference. You're recording to practice so that you can learn. It's not for anyone else. And if you think about sports athletes, they record themselves and then they watch their performance back, and they use this so that they can improve. And this is the same thing we're talking about here for music recording. The easiest way to get started is really on your phone. You can just record 20 or 30 seconds of a voice memo or a short video. You don't have to record a whole song because honestly, in the beginning, that can feel pretty overwhelming. When you listen back, you want to be listening for certain things. How does the strumming sound? What is the timing of the chord changes? Are you getting buzzing off of your guitar? How is your pitch in your singing? Are you way off key? What is your projection of your voice? And is your voice too thin? You want to look at how you look. Are you looking like you're rushing as you're switching chords? What does your face and body look like? Do you have a tense look on your face? When you're first recording, you will have that look of intense concentration on your face. I used to sit on my patio and record myself playing various songs, and I would be outside like I am now, where no one can really hear me. The purpose of recording is not necessarily to like what you're hearing, especially in those early stages. It's to learn from it. If you like this video, please make sure to like, comment, or subscribe. Thanks. The more you do these recordings and listen back, your voice will seem less and less weird over time. Bono or John Lennon or Jimi Hendrix all admitted that they did not like the sound of their voice. The voice we hear inside our head is a lot different than what you hear on the outside, and is really just part of anatomy. Getting used to your voice is going to be gradual. You'll move from maybe hate or dislike into acceptable, and then hopefully into, hey, that sounds pretty good. Another truth is that you will make mistakes. Mistakes will happen. I'm not going to lie, every mistake or error in the beginning feels like a much bigger deal than it needs to be. And the hardest part is, especially in those early days, there's a lot of things to fix and a lot of things to improve. You're not going to win the voice from this recording, but think of it as a tool to help you get better and maybe move in a more positive direction. At some point, I went from recording little practice clips to recording full songs, and that is a whole nother level of vulnerability, because suddenly you move from this idea of creating a practice recording that's a throwaway to creating something. And this is where things get real. When you record your practice and listen back, you're really your only critic. And the next step is sharing outside your safe bubble of just yourself. And this is a big deal. It takes some courage, and you might as well get used to it, but it's also good to start small. You really need to look for just one person that is kind, maybe a friend, not a critic, someone who's gonna maybe give you some feedback, but who's not gonna nitpick the details of this recording. And you should be framing this request for feedback as just something you're working on. I had recorded some original songs and shared them with a friend. The world didn't end. However, I did get some useful feedback, and I got two things that I thought were helpful. One was use your vocal range, because I was using a very narrow range in the songs that I had written. And then the timing was a bit off. So this is the type of thing that you may not be picking up on yourself, but if someone hears, they can give you this type of feedback. This is what you're looking for. You're looking for honest, constructive feedback. Eventually, you will get used to hearing your voice and recording, and it just becomes part of that process of creating. Whether you're writing songs and recording them, or if you're just recording cover songs, you're going to get used to it. I got to a point where I wanted to be able to just get through one cover song and have it sound okay. And one of my first early covers that I did was Yellow. I'll share a link in the description below if you want to check that out. And the point is that you'll slowly build comfort making recordings. Building your skills is going to just take some time, and you'll gain confidence as you go. If you are interested in developing confidence, please make sure to check out my video about confidence in the link in the description. So now you're actually comfortable with recording songs, you can share them to larger and larger audiences. You can post those little videos or song clips to social media, whether it's Instagram or Facebook, or you can even move into music social media like SoundCloud, where you can share your links. And this level of sharing is just really a whole nother milestone. You still have this fear because you've recorded this thing that you're putting out into the internet. You'll learn that finishing and sharing a recording doesn't mean it's going to be flawless, and it's just a snapshot in time of how you were performing on any given day. And I think that you'll be surprised that when you do share these examples of your work, that you'll actually get some pretty good response. When I first released songs onto SoundCloud and eventually I distributed them, it felt uncomfortable. I had to let go of the idea that each song had to be this perfection. Some bands started out creating songs and they evolved and improved and changed their style of song as well over time. And the same thing is for you as a musician. So you may start out recording something today, and 2 years from now, what you're recording is completely different. Releasing one song is just that. It's just one song, a moment in time. It's not going to be the best thing I ever produce because I'm going to keep learning and getting better. And you can do the same. If you'd like to see an example of my current recording, you can check out my 2-track song, and I'll include that in a link in the description below. There is a difference between not caring and letting fear take over control. We all care about what we're creating, and you as an artist are going to want to continue to improve. But the recording, it's not your identity. You have an identity outside of this recording. Getting to the place where you have confidence to just accept who you are in your current ability level and be okay with, and sometimes not being okay. And when you're no longer afraid, that is where you're going to get your win. Today is a windy day. It is also your day to start your journey in recording yourself and challenging yourself. Try recording just 30 seconds. You don't have to share it. You don't even have to listen to it, but just start. So tomorrow you can start the process of listening and learning and improving. And once you do this yourself, the fear that you have about recording will begin to shrink. Make sure as you do more recording that you don't delete those initial recordings just because you think they're a throwaway. It's cool to look back and see that progress, where you started and then how much you've improved over time. Please share your stories and comments about recording, whether they're good, bad, or ugly, and share them in the comments below. Thanks for joining me today, and I will see you next time.